Welcome to another edition of Danny's Hot Takes.
So professional.
I know, I do my best. Today we're going to be reviewing the night section of Warzone Charadon.
Charadon.
Charadon. And
It's in New Zealand.
yeah, okay, cool. That makes sense. Then it's definitely Charadon. So we'll be checking out the night rules in this book. We're going to kind of skip back the fluff, which we normally do. Check out the fluff. It's badass. Like, what a cool Warzone. I can't wait to play some games in this Warzone, John. But yeah.
I can't wait to play some games.
Yeah, fair. Fair enough. So the night rules in this consist of two parts. We have the Freeblade Lance Army of Renown, and then we also have a House Raven supplement, which is pretty cool. So let's talk about the Freeblade Lance. So an Army of Renown is an army that you have to take. Your army has to abide by the restrictions, and then they're going to get the benefits of this list. So the restrictions is all units in your army must be Freeblades. When determining qualities and burdens for each Freeblade Lance model in your army has, they cannot have a quality or burden that another model has. So your army is probably going to be pretty small. Oh, until all the qualities or burdens have been selected. So you have to take them all until you can start doubling up, which is kind of interesting. Now the benefits are all of your units in your army gain the Freeblade Lance keyword. You have access to the Freeblade Lance Warlord Trait and Relics. Every Freeblade Lance model in your army can have qualities and burdens instead of just one, which is cool. And Freeblade Lance characters in your army gain the Legendary Knight ability. And so Legendary Knight gives +1 leadership. And when selecting qualities and burdens for this model, you can use the following method instead of the other ones. Select 2 from the qualities, select 1 from burdens. So usually this is select 1 from qualities or select 2 from burdens. If you want to do the selection, which is nice. And this really helps you kind of build your Freeblades to be pretty good. And again, you can't double up until everything has been selected. The Warlord Trait is Echoes from the Past. This Warlord gains and benefits from one household tradition, as described in those in Codex Knights, even though they're a Freeblade. Write this tradition down on your Army or Crusade card when it's selected. So he's like an exile from a house. And the Relic is the Bringer of Justice, which is for a Reaper chainsword. So it gives you 2 different profiles for it. The first one is Strike, which is melee times 2 strength, -4 AP, 6 damage. So this gives you like a mini fist, kind of. It gives you an extra AP instead of that as well. So it makes you strength 16, which is nice. And then you have the Sweep version of it, which is strength user -3 AP, 2 flat damage. And you get to make 2 attacks per attack with Sweep mode, which is less good than the Stomps, I think. I guess it just depends on what you're going after. It's probably slightly better against 2-wound Marines, but probably slightly worse against other stuff. Then you've got some stratagems. John, these stratagems are cheap. There's 1, 2/2, 2, and 1. So that's pretty nice. So you've got Brothers and Sisters in Burden, which is the first one. Use a stratagem at the start of your turn. Select 1 Freeblade Lance character from your army. All friendly Freeblade Lance models with Wholly Within 6 do not have to take any test for burdens this turn, which is cool, because normally with burdens you have to make a leadership test, sort of, and if you fail, you lose the ability to do cool stuff, or you have to take the disadvantages from the burdens that you have. Then you have Strength from Exile. Use a stratagem in your shooting phase when a Freeblade Lance model is selected to shoot, or in the fight phase when they're selected to fight, till the end of the phase while that model is more than 12 inches away from any other friendly models. Each time it makes an attack, reroll to hit of 1 and reroll to wound of 1. If you have an Acastus class or a Dominus class model, it costs 2 command points, otherwise it costs 1. That's great. Reroll 1s to hit and reroll 1s to wound is very powerful for Knights. Then you've got Deeds of Legend. Use the stratagem in any phase when a Freeblade Lance model from your army destroys an enemy vehicle, monster, or character unit. Gain a quality.
It's really good.
Yeah, it can't be a quality that you already have, and cannot be a quality that another model has unless all other qualities have been selected. And if you've lost any wounds, you gain 1 wound back. You can only use the stratagem once, though. But for 1 command point, that's pretty decent. And then you've got Favored Knight. Use the stratagem before the battle when you're mustering your army. Select 1 Freeblade Lance character from your army that has 1 heirloom of the noble house's relic. That model can have a 2nd heirloom of noble house's relic. So you can double relic 1 knight. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so that's kind of Freeblade Lances. I think it's an interesting way to play Knights. I don't know that it's better than playing like a normal Knight house list, but you get some cool benefits. All right, and then we've got the Codex supplement for House Raven. So this one has 3 Warlord traits, 3 Relics, and then some Stratagems as well. So you've got Lord of the Trials. Each time an attack is made by this Warlord, an unmodified hit roll of 6 automatically wounds. That's super annoying. Especially if you have like an Avenger. I think this is really good on the guy with the Relic Avenger Gatling Cannon. That's pretty cool.
Pretty gross.
Yeah.
It's a lot of shots.
Then you have Involate. Each time a Warlord would have a wound. It's a result of a mortal wound on the 4+ you ignore. So 4 up, feel no pain against mortal wounds. That's decent. And Blessed by Metallica. Add +2 to the Warlord's wound characteristic. And Metallica Tech Priests can heal that model as if it were a Metallica vehicle model. So that's awesome. That's really powerful. That means you can heal them D3 or 3 flat damage per turn, depending on what your Warlord trait is.
I just like the name Blessed by Metallica.
Hell yeah. Definitely, you could say like, not Napster.
No.
That could be the Warlord trait.
L, it's fine.
All right, and then you got Relics. You've got the Relentless Wrath, which is a battle cannon. It makes your rapid fire battle cannon damage flat 3, which is cool. The Metallican Eye. Man, they really like Metallica. So, like those, like in the fluff, House Raven and House Metallica are like really close allies. Each time a ranged attack is made by the bearer is allocated to a vehicle or monster unit, improve the armor penetration characteristic by 1. Yep, that's annoying too. It's probably okay. It's probably not amazing. You got Fury of the Keep. So this is a thermal cannon upgrade. It makes your thermal cannon strength 9 and -5 AP and D6 +2 damage all the time, no matter of range. So at max range, you're still getting Melta, which is pretty nice, and strength 9, which is also dope.
And Blast.
Yep, it's got Blast. You got Spirit of Colossi. Each time the bearer is selected to shoot or fight, you can reroll 1 to hit roll, 1 to wound roll, and 1 damage roll. That's really good. I think that's amazing on a Castellan. Yep. Which the House Raven was the Castellan house that everybody took. So maybe that'll come back. Never.
No.
Yeah, please do not. So stratagems. You've got Hammer Blow. Use a stratagem in your shooting phase when a House Raven model from your army remains stationary this turn is selected to shoot. It can't make a charge move. Each time it makes a ranged attack weapon that has the blast ability, reroll to hit rolls of 1. If the target unit contains 6 or more models, you can reroll all to hit rolls. If you use it on a Castus or Dominus class, it costs 3 command points. Otherwise, it costs 1. So that's pretty cool. It just lets you kind of sit there, and I hope that this replaces Order of Companions. I hope Order of Companions just goes away. You have Honor and Volate. Use the stratagem in your shooting phase when a House Raven model is selected to shoot until the end of the phase. If it did not advance, add 1 to the strength characteristic of ranged weapons that it is equipped with. If it's a Castus or Dominus, it costs 3 command points. Otherwise, it costs 2. So you can see already, and we're going to go to Lockstep Advance. I'll give you a hint. This is about moving slowly. So Lockstep Advance is use the stratagem when you select a House Raven unit from your army to move in the movement phase. It gets half movement, but each time it shoots with a weapon that has a random number of shots, when determining the number of attacks it makes with that weapon, roll 1 additional dice and discard 1 of the dice. If it's a Castus class or Dominus class, it costs 3 command points. Otherwise, it costs 1. So this combined with like Fury of the Keep or a Crusader, I think is really good. Crimson Wall. Use this in the fight phase when a melee attack is allocated to a House Raven character from your model. The saving throw is automatically a 6 for 2 command points. That's pretty cool. So basically that makes you auto pass, kind of. That's nice. Shadow's Reach. Use a stratagem at the start of your opponent's movement phase. Select 1 House Raven model from your army, excluding Armor class. Until the end of the phase, enemy models are considered to be within engagement range of that model, while they're within 3 inches horizontally and 5 inches vertically, instead of 1 inch. Oh man, so that's super annoying. So that'll let you like hold guys in combat and make people fall back, even when you're not technically engaged with them. Man, that makes some weird situations come up. I really like that. That's very good. Colossi Eternal. Use a stratagem at the start of your opponent's shooting phase. Select one House Raven model from your army, excluding armored class models. Then select 2 other House Raven models within 3 inches of that model. Until the end of the phase, while these 2 other models are within 3 inches of the first model you selected, all 3 have a 4-up invulnerable save against range attacks. So, okay. This lets you rotate effectively for 3 command points on 3 different models all at the same time. Like, if you just want to walk up a wall of knights, I think that's pretty cool. Horrors at Bay. Use a stratagem in the fight phase when an enemy unit is within engagement range of a House Raven model from your army and is selected to fight. Until the end of the phase, only the models that are actually within engagement range of the House Raven model can make close combat attacks. You don't get the models that are within a half inch of a half inch. So you don't get second rank of attacks against that model. That's really cool if there's a lot of models that you're fighting against. This is the same as the Dark Angels one. That's pretty good. Then you have Rolling Thunder, 1 command point. Use a stratagem in your charge phase. After a House Raven model from your army, excluding armored class, ends a charge move. Till the end of the turn, while there's an enemy model within 3 inches of this House Raven model, each time the enemy model makes an attack, subtract 1 from the hit roll. So they're big and scary and fast. So that kind of goes over House Raven. Interesting. I like that they have a bunch of buffs. I'm not super worried that these are going to be super game breaking because Knights are in a really bad place right now. But it seems like, I don't know, John, what do you think? Does it seem fun to you?
It seems like a fun build, and it seems to be really pushing like a Metallica Raven dual build, where the Raven kind of holding the back with Metallica,
which is super fluffy, right?
Front, which is super fluffy. There's some really great stratagems in here, some really janky things you can do.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I don't think out of the box it's going to be game breaking, but I think once you get used to it and kind of get your list down,
I think it'll be very powerful.
Really good.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so that kind of concludes our section on Knights for the Warzone Charadon. If you like the content, check out Mob Rules on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button.
If you don't, check out Mob Rules on YouTube and hit that subscribe button.
Gotcha.